Before I begin this video, I would like to apologize if my voice sounds a bit strange. I've been sick this whole week and that's why I haven't uploaded for a few days. Anyway, let's begin. Pets in Terraria are these cosmetic companions that don't really seem to do much nowadays. You can earn them by doing basic tasks such as finding them in a chest or beating a boss, and there are some pets that are really hard to obtain, like the master mode pets. Other pets were obtainable only during a specific time. For example, the bunny pet you could obtain only in the collector's edition of Terraria. And some pets, like the companion cube, are so rare that you might have to wait for days to get them from the traveling merchant. There are also a few more special pets, which are called light pets, that pretty much provide you with light. In this video, however, we'll take a look at some pets that you probably haven't seen. These pets were from really old console versions, Windows phones and Nintendo 3DS. A few of these pets from these versions actually have something special. These pets could deal damage to enemies. We'll start off with the bat pet. The bat pet was dropped by a vampire miner, which is pretty much the old version of the undead miner. It had a 10% drop rate and looked like a regular bat. What was special about it, however, is that it could deal damage to all enemies it touched. The damage wasn't that high, it was around 2 to 4, but it was still useful in early hard mode because that's when you get the item. Next we have the Tifia pet. To get the Tifia pet, you need to get the bee wax. The bee wax was a 10% drop rate from the dragon hornet. The dragon hornet was probably the most annoying mob back then. It had high defense, high damage and high max life. The Tifia damage wasn't that high either, it ranged from 1 to 5. Now they say a dog is a human's best friend, but what about a werewolf? Back then there was a werewolf pet that was actually the strongest pet in the game. It dealt a whopping 10 damage to all enemies in contact. It used to be a really rare drop from werewolves. The drop chance was about 1.5% and overall it was a pretty nice pet to use. And lastly we have the zombie pet. The zombie pet was a common drop from the groom. The groom is kind of a special zombie during a blood moon, but it's not really that rare. This pet actually, unlike the others, had a special ability. You could use this pet in PvP and it would deal damage to the enemy players. It also had another special ability that pretty much let it block projectiles for you. This was literally the best pet back then. It had nice damage, it had awesome utility, and it was also easy to obtain. Now, I did say that's the last pet, but there's actually one more. The Alpha pet is a really special pet that's only obtainable during Christmas. It was really simple to obtain, you just have to chop down a tree during Christmas. On the mobile version it was first introduced in 2013, but it was unobtainable until 2015. That's an interesting choice, Relogic. All these pets were great and original, but they shared the same fate. These pets were all removed at the same time. They were replaced with a gold bunny, which isn't even a pet, but alright. Thanks for watching, I hope you learned something new and I'll see you next time.